Welcome to the 10th episode of the Cyber Threats Radar podcast. We're jumping into a deep dive today on a part of the tech world that feels like it's changing faster than ever. Managed services providers, or MSPs. If you're an MSP, or maybe you work with one, you know the landscape is being, well, fundamentally reshaped, largely by this incredible shift to SaaS applications and, the looming presence of new technologies like AI.
Yeah, that shift isn't just about adopting new tools. It introduces entirely new layers of complexity and, frankly, risk for businesses, and consequently for the partners helping them manage all that technology. The traditional IT playbook, it just doesn't really cut it anymore in a world dominated by cloud apps.
Right. So our mission in this deep dive is to really explore what those key challenges are for MSPs looking ahead to 2025. What are the pressures, the pain points, and then critically, we want to look at how innovative solutions are emerging, not just to help MSPs survive this disruption, but actually thrive, how they can grow their business and provide absolutely essential protection to their clients in this new era. It's all about identifying the opportunity hidden within the complexity and understanding the right tools to seize it.
And the opportunity is significant. I mean, the role of the MSP has genuinely evolved into something indispensable for companies in the mid-market and actually even increasingly for large enterprises. The sheer complexity of the modern IT environment means they really rely on MSPs, not just for, break-fix support, but as strategic technology advisors.
Yeah, it's a shift I've observed too. You might think a massive corporation has all the IT muscle it needs internally, right?
You would think so.
But the reality is, those internal teams are often focused squarely on building and maintaining the company's core, unique technology. The stuff that gives them a competitive edge. Managing the sprawling operational IT estate, especially across dozens or hundreds of SaaS apps, well, that becomes a massive drain on their resources.
Exactly. They want their high-value technical talent focused on innovation, not infrastructure plumbing or managing endless SaaS licenses and configurations. This reliance on MSPs for everything outside that core focus is a huge driver of demand. And as you mentioned, the fuel for so much of this change is that mass migration to SaaS and cloud-first tools.
Which on the surface feels so simple and beneficial. Subscribe, log in, go.
Right.
But beneath that simplicity lies a whole new security paradigm, doesn't it?
It really does.
Traditional security tools built for on-premises networks or, say, endpoint protection, they aren't inherently equipped to handle the unique vulnerabilities and data flows within cloud applications like Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, or Salesforce.
Absolutely. The security boundary has, it's dissolved from the corporate network perimeter. It's spread out into potentially dozens or hundreds of individual SaaS applications, and each one has its own potential weaknesses, misconfigurations, attack vectors. This creates a glaring need in the market, a real demand for what we're starting to call cybersecurity as a service. Essentially, sophisticated protection layers designed specifically for these cloud and SaaS environments, delivered and managed by experts like MSPs.
Okay, so we've set the stage. The landscape is shifting, MSPs are more critical than ever, and SaaS introduces these new risks. What are the specific, tangible challenges that MSPs are wrestling with right now and, will continue to face heading into 2025?
Well, the first one that just screams at you is the sheer volume and sprawl of SaaS applications clients are using. I mean, we've got a handful of core business apps.
Yeah.
Many mid-market companies are using dozens. Some are up into the hundreds of different SaaS tools across various departments.
It really is overwhelming when you visualize it.
Yeah.
Just think about managing user accounts, data security settings, access permissions, compliance requirements across 50, 100, maybe 200 different applications.
Yeah.
Each one has its own interface, its own quirks. It's a management nightmare without the right approach.
It absolutely is. And securing the sensitive data flowing through all those disparate apps and ensuring compliance with regulations like HIPAA or SOC2, which often have specific requirements for how data is handled in the cloud. Doing that manually, app by app, client by client, it's simply not scalable or sustainable. That complexity is the first major hurdle.
Okay, so managing the sheer number and diversity of SaaS tools is foundational. What's the next big headache?
The ever-present and frankly escalating threat of ransomware and insider threats. And importantly, these aren't confined to on-premises servers anymore. Attackers are actively targeting the rich data troves held within SaaS applications.
Yeah, we've all seen those headlines about ransomware hitting cloud storage or critical SaaS business data.
Right.
It's a terrifying prospect for a client.
Definitely.
And insider threats,
Yeah.
whether it's like a disgruntled employee or just someone accidentally sharing sensitive data via a cloud app. The potential for damage is just amplified by how easily data can be accessed or exfiltrated through these platforms.
Precisely. And traditional security measures like endpoint protection or network firewalls, they offer limited defense against these SaaS-specific attacks. MSPs need advanced detection methods that understand SaaS behavior, automated response capabilities to shut down attacks the moment they're detected, and critically, lightning-fast recovery options.
Right.
Because when ransomware hits a client's core business data in Google Workspace or Microsoft 365, recovery speed is everything. Every minute they're down is costing them significant money and reputation.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and, frankly, often invisible. The challenge of shadow IT visibility.
Ah, shadow IT. It's like the Wild West of corporate technology, isn't it?
It really is.
The reason it's exploded is that SaaS vendors and developers have made it incredibly easy for individual employees to sign up for or install applications and browser extensions without ever going through the official IT procurement or approval process. A user sees a cool new tool, clicks install or add extension, and suddenly it has access to corporate data.
And IT has no idea it even exists, let alone what data it can touch or what its security posture is. That sounds like a massive blind spot.
It is a huge one. These unauthorized apps or extensions can have surprisingly broad permissions, potentially accessing emails, documents, CRM data, you name it. They introduce unknown vulnerabilities and create significant compliance risks. MSPs absolutely must find a way to gain visibility into this shadow IT, assess the risk each app or extension poses, and then have a proactive way to manage that risk, whether it's blocking it, alerting the user, or bringing it into compliance. Ignoring it is simply not an option anymore.
Okay, and finally, let's talk business. In a crowded and, let's face it, competitive MSP market, how do you stand out? How do you ensure profitability? The challenge of offering differentiated high-margin services.
This is absolutely critical. Look, the core IT support services are becoming commoditized. If you're only offering basic support or generic security that, any MSP down the street can provide, you're constantly going to be competing on price, which just erodes your profitability.
So to thrive, you need to offer advanced, specialized services, things that clients see real, quantifiable value in, right? And that justify a higher price point and better margins for the MSP.
Exactly. Services that directly address these complex modern challenges like SaaS security, compliance, data protection. And this requires access to robust, scalable, and ideally integrated solutions that allow MSPs to add these high-value offerings to their portfolio efficiently and profitably.
This feels like a natural point to talk about platforms designed specifically to meet these challenges. I mean, this is where a solution like Spin.AI comes into the picture, right?
It really does. Spin.AI's platform, Spin.One, it's built from the ground up to address these critical needs that modern MSPs are facing in the SaaS world. It helps MSPs move beyond generic security and offer genuinely superior protection for their clients' SaaS environments. That's a huge differentiator.
And it's not just one isolated function, it covers more ground.
No, that's key. It's a comprehensive platform. It provides automated solutions across several interconnected areas: deep SaaS and browser extension security, robust backup and recovery specifically for SaaS data, advanced ransomware prevention tailored for cloud apps, and sophisticated app and browser access management, all integrated.
And for an MSP managing potentially hundreds or thousands of client users across many different companies, managing all of this efficiently must be paramount.
Absolutely. One of the core requirements for any MSP solution is efficient multi-tenant management. Spin.AI provides that single pane of glass console. It allows you to manage all these security and backup functions across your entire client base, all from one place. That streamlined management is just essential for scaling your services without exponentially increasing your operational overhead.
Okay, let's drill down on some of those specific capabilities.
Yeah.
How does Spin.AI approach SaaS ransomware detection and response differently? What's the angle there?
Well, their approach is really focused on early detection within the SaaS environment itself. They use sophisticated behavioral analysis to spot the telltale signs of ransomware activity in its initial stages before significant damage is done.
And then what? Does it automatically jump into action?
Yeah.
Or does it just alert?
Yes, that's the automated response piece. Once ransomware activity is detected, the platform is designed to automatically neutralize the threat. It prevents further data encryption or exfiltration. And crucially, it also provides detailed activity logging. This gives the MSP a complete audit trail of the incident, what happened, when, what was done about it. That level of visibility is invaluable for post-incident analysis and, client communication.
Makes sense. And the recovery side. If, God forbid something slips through or a client is hit before detection. How does Spin.AI help get them back online quickly?
Right, that's where their automatic rollback and recovery capabilities shine. Because the platform is also doing granular backups, which we should definitely talk more about, can automatically roll back the affected data to a known clean state very rapidly. Even in a worst-case scenario, getting the client back up and running is the absolute priority.
Okay, speaking of recovery, let's talk about SaaS backup and recovery specifically. You mentioned it earlier as critical. Why is having a third-party backup solution like Spin.AI so important when clients are already using major cloud platforms like Google Workspace or Microsoft 365? Don't those providers handle backups themselves?
That's a really common and honestly dangerous misconception.
Yeah.
While providers like Google and Microsoft offer great infrastructure and data availability, their primary focus isn't on providing granular long-term backups designed specifically for your recovery needs. Things like accidental deletion, user errors, data corruption, or a deliberate attack like ransomware that encrypts data within their environment.
Okay. So they might have a copy of the data somewhere, maybe for disaster recovery on their end, but restoring it to a specific point in time quickly and in a usable format after, say, a user deleted something critical last week or a ransomware hit yesterday. That's not really their core offering.
Exactly. Trying to recover from those scenarios using only the native provider tools can be incredibly complex, time-consuming, and often it just doesn't allow for precise point-in-time restoration. We've heard horror stories, recovery processes from native tools taking weeks, sometimes 20, 30 days.
Wow.
Spin AI provides robust, automated third-party backups specifically designed for leading SaaS platforms like Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, and Salesforce.
And what about recovery speed and control? What makes it different there?
That's where they aim to provide a significant advantage. They offer industry-leading SLAs focus on rapid recovery times, much faster. Their precise point-in-time recovery allows you to restore exactly the data you need, from exactly when you need it down to individual files or emails.
Granular.
Very granular. And you have control over your retention policies, which is crucial for meeting different clients' compliance requirements and business-specific needs for how long data must be kept and how easily it can be retrieved. That level of customization adds real value for both the MSP and the client.
Okay, let's circle back to that shadow IT challenge we talked about. How does Spin AI give MSPs the visibility and control they need over those rogue apps and extensions?
Right. So Spin AI actively scans and monitors the client SaaS environment for unauthorized SaaS applications and browser extensions that users might have installed. When it finds them, it doesn't just list them, it automatically assigns a risk score to each one. This is based on the permissions it requests, its behavior, other factors.
So an MSP can immediately see which apps pose the highest risk, like a quick dashboard view.
Precisely. It provides that crucial context right away. And then, based on pre-configured policies set by the MSP, it can automatically take remediation actions. This could be alerting the user or the administrator, maybe automatically blocking the app or extension if it crosses a certain risk threshold.
Ah, proactive.
Exactly. This proactive approach to mitigating risk is essential for preventing data leaks and security breaches caused by unknown or malicious apps.
That automated assessment and remediation sounds like a game changer for shadow IT. And I understand they also have capabilities around identity and access management, but specifically focused on these apps and extensions. How does that work?
Yes, and this is a critical but often overlooked area. We tend to think of IMM just in terms of human user accounts, right? Logins, passwords, multi-factor.
Standard stuff.
But SaaS applications and especially browser extensions often act like identities themselves. They are granted permissions and access to sensitive corporate data. If a user installs an extension that can read all their emails or access their documents, that extension effectively has an identity with significant data access.
Huh. Never quite thought of it that way. So it's about managing the digital identities of these tools, not just the human users.
Exactly. Spin AI's SaaS IM capabilities for apps and extensions allow MSPs to manage these digital identities and enforce security controls. You can define granular privileges based on configurable risk thresholds. This dramatically reduces the risk of unauthorized access to client data via these apps, which is becoming increasingly important, especially with users potentially connecting corporate accounts to third-party AI tools or servers, sending data who knows where.
And does it keep an eye on them continuously? Or is it just a one-time scan?
No, it's continuous. It constantly assesses the risk posture of apps and extensions, applies risk scores, and automatically enforces the access security policies you've set, all running in the background. It also simplifies the management of OAuth applications. Those allow AppX to access your account
Huh.
prompts. It provides clear visibility into which apps are authorized and exactly what permissions they have. Plus, it integrates with and provides visibility into SSO activity, adding another layer to how MSPs can streamline access while maintaining rigorous security controls across their client base.
Okay, wow. We've covered the major challenges: managing sauce volume, fighting ransomware and insider threats in the cloud, getting a handle on shadow IT, and addressing app and extension access risk. And we've discussed how Spin.AI's platform features, part of Spin 1, directly address these issues: comprehensive security, ransomware detection response, robust backup recovery, shadow IT monitoring, and sauce app extension IAM. Now let's shift gears. Let's talk about the direct business benefits for an MSP who leverages this platform, where the rubber meets the road, so to speak.
Right. This is where it all comes together. Using a platform like Spin1 isn't just about providing better security. It delivers tangible results that impact an MSP's bottom line and growth. A major benefit is the ability to significantly expand your service catalog. You can confidently add advanced security services, compliance reporting capabilities, and specialized SaaS backup offerings that clients desperately need, but often struggle to find.
And offering those high-value services naturally leads to increased monthly recurring revenue, right?
Yeah.
The MR.
Absolutely. By providing compelling, value-added cybersecurity services that clients understand and value, you create new revenue streams and drive growth. Furthermore, by offering proactive protection and delivering insightful security reporting to your clients, showing them exactly what you're protecting them from and how you build trust. And that significantly improves client retention. Clients see the value you're providing beyond just basic support.
That makes sense. And you mentioned reducing manual overhead earlier. How significant is that?
Oh, that's a huge factor for profitability. Automating tasks like security monitoring, policy enforcement, and backups through a platform like Spin.AI minimizes the manual labor involved. Less manual effort means reduced operational expenses, which directly improves your margins.
Margins are key for MSPs, especially in a competitive market. It's tough out there.
They truly are. And solutions designed for the MSP market need to prioritize profitability. Spin.AI, for example, offers partner-friendly revenue-sharing models with no upfront costs, designed to align their success with the MSP's growth. It has to work for the partner.
And simplifying the tool stack must be a huge relief too, right? Not having 10 different dashboards.
It definitely is. Instead of cobbling together multiple disparate tools for security, backup, access control across dozens of clients, consolidating these critical functions into one integrated platform like Spin.AI significantly reduces complexity, training time, and administrative headaches. It's just more efficient.
Are there specific quantifiable benefits that users of the platform are seeing, like hard numbers?
Yes, the data indicates powerful results. MSPs leveraging Spin.AI report significant reductions in client compliance risks, up to 80% in some cases. That's because they can proactively identify and mitigate issues like shadow IT and risky app access before they cause a problem.
80% reduction, wow.
Yeah, and the platform offers guaranteed sub-1-hour ransomware recovery. That's a massive peace of mind factor for clients and a critical differentiator for the MSP.
Less than an hour. That's impressive.
It is. And that centralized multi-tenant control helps streamline client management, making it far more efficient. These aren't just abstract benefits. They translate into real cost savings and risk reduction for clients, and efficiency gains and increased service value for the MSP.
Those are powerful numbers. Okay, finally, for an MSP listening to this, maybe thinking about adding a solution like this, how straightforward is it to actually onboard and then scale Spin.AI across their diverse client base? Is it a heavy lift?
No, ease of onboarding and scalability are fundamental requirements for any successful MSP platform. Spin.AI really emphasizes this. They offer flexible, partner-friendly options tailored specifically for the MSP model, designed for how MSPs work.
So that multi-tenant management from a single console we talked about is really at the core of the user experience.
Absolutely. Managing numerous clients, each with potentially unique needs and environments, is handled from one intuitive console. They also offer flexible pricing and licensing structures designed to accommodate the varying sizes and requirements of an MSP's client base. It needs to scale up and down easily.
And to help MSPs communicate the value they're providing back to their clients, Does it help with that?
Yes, absolutely. They provide co-brandable dashboards and reports. This allows MSPs to generate professional, branded security reports and insights for their clients, clearly demonstrating the protection and value they are delivering. It reinforces the MSP's role.
Good point.
Plus, Spin.AI provides comprehensive onboarding assistance and ongoing training and go-to-market support. This helps the MSP's sales and technical teams get up to speed quickly and effectively position the service to clients. They support the partner's success.
Okay, so it really sounds like growing a successful MSP business in this dynamic, challenging cybersecurity and SaaS management landscape of 2025. It really hinges on leveraging innovative tools that not only deliver substantial benefits and critical protection to clients, but also ensure profitability and operational ease for the MSP itself. Spin.AI, with the Spin.One platform, seems positioned to provide precisely that combination, helping MSPs secure their clients' rapidly expanding SaaS footprint, reduce operational complexity, and significantly enhance their own growth and profitability.
That's the goal, empowering MSPs to be the essential, profitable, and trusted guardians their clients need in this cloud-first world. It's about enabling their success.
Thank you for listening. Stay safe.